Israeli National Security Advisor Tzachi Hanegbi said Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza will likely extend past the end of the calendar year. Hanegbi said Israeli officials expect another 7 months of war, which stands in sharp contrast to the growing international backlash calling for a ceasefire that Israel has incurred for the way it has conducted the war. It also continues Israel's streak of defiance of international pressure. Israeli forces began operations in the north and urged Palestinian civilians to flee south, which many did, with more than 1 million now staying in Rafah, the southernmost point in Gaza. It's also Hamas's last remaining stronghold in the enclave, where multiple battalions are intact. Israel began operating in Rafah in early May, despite repeated warnings from the Biden administration, the United Nations, and several other Western governments and non-governmental organizations that operations could result in untold numbers of civilian casualties. Most recently, Israeli forces launched an airstrike targeting 2 Hamas leaders in Rafah. The strike led to a secondary explosion and fire, which ultimately killed about 45 people believed to be civilians sheltering nearby. Israel's military is investigating what occurred, but a military spokesman said the munition used could not have ignited a fire of this size. Several countries' leaders condemned Israel for the strike, though the US wasn't as quick to do the same.
As a result of this strike on Sunday, I have no policy changes to speak to. It just happened. The Israelis are going to investigate it. We're going to be taking great interest in what they find in that investigation.
The Israeli strike and subsequent fire, which killed dozens, came just days after the International Court of Justice ruled Israel must immediately halt its offensive into the Rafah enclave in Gaza, and news of the International Criminal Court issuing arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for war crimes.